Hey, what's up, everybody? Coming up on this week's episode of Catch and Shoot here on the Quick Hitter version, the new book, Unguarded, a biography on Scottie Pippen, was released on Tuesday and has gotten a lot of buzz. Joining us to talk about it, it's co-author Michael Arkush. On this episode, Michael, Bruce, and I discuss Pippen's contentious relationship with Michael Jordan and his other relationships with the one and only Phil Jackson and Jerry Krause. And one of those people certainly has to be that relationship with Michael Jordan, right? Like the two of them throughout their time as members of the Chicago Bulls were like Batman and Robin. How would you characterize that relationship with the two of them? And kind of looking back through some of the excerpts that have been released from this book and some of the stories that were told during The Last Dance, how was that relationship then? And do you ever see them kind of mending it a little bit going?
Well, I can't predict the future, but I can say that Scottie has incredible respect for Michael as a basketball player, and on the court they were amazingly close, and they were in sync. They seemed to know as what each other was going to do at every moment. It was remarkable. It's just that they weren't incredibly close off the course, and there's no crime in that. I mean, one thing it's in the book that you can't force that kind of thing. It's either there or not. I think the important thing is how much they bonded together on the court. And I know Scottie has great respect for Michael, and I know Michael has great respect for Scottie. I just think that as fans all the time, we expect our heroes to be automatically close in these situations. And it's not exactly the case here.
Did Scottie ever speak to how he managed those two different relationships, the on the court and the off the court relationship with MJ?
I think Scottie was so, you see, the people he's been closest to his whole life really been, again, his family. So, I mean, when the off season came, he'd go to Arkansas, he'd hang out with them. I don't think he necessarily thought a lot about what's my relationship like with Michael at any moment. I think he was his family that he's really cared about. And to this day, I mean, they're really so close to him.
So Michael and Scottie were the big two on the court during the Bulls' glory years. The big two off the court were really head coach Phil Jackson and general manager Jerry Krause. Now, not too many people in the organization really like Jerry Krause a whole lot for reasons that have been explained, and some unfairly. But Phil Jackson has always been considered the Zen master, perhaps one of the top 2 or 3 greatest NBA coaches of all time, maybe number one in a lot of people's minds. So, a few months ago when Scottie was on with Dan Patrick, he called out Phil, basically, came out and pretty much called him a racist. Can you give us a little more insight into Scottie's relationship with Phil in particular, but also with Jerry, whom he was negotiating contracts, or his folks were negotiating contracts against? What was the dynamic between Scottie and management with those two?
Well, Scottie had a lot of issues with management. It's been well chronicled. I mean, it's many, you saw in the doc, and you've seen many times how much he was underpaid for all those years in Chicago. Later on, when he signed with Houston, he got a really nice paycheck, but he was underpaid for a long time. So there were obviously tensions and disappointments with Jerry, with management, with what going on. With Phil, he had a great relationship. People bring up the 1.8 seconds and all that, but as Scottie has said, even in a recent interview, by and large, his relationship with Phil over all those years was excellent. And he has again, like with Michael, he has great respect for Phil.
If you'd like to hear more from Michael Arkush on his new book with Scottie Pippen, as well as Aaron and my opinions on what's going on currently in the NBA, check out the full version of Catch and Shoot 2.0 from Pure Hoops Media. You can also see the video version of the Catch and Shoot Quick Hitter on the Pure Hoops Media YouTube channel.